Yesterday was the kind of day that talking heads, like myself, dream about, okay? It was Christmas morning with this huge news. We knew we were getting A.J. Brown at some point, and we did. And he goes to New England. Very anticlimactic, but lots to break down. DeSean Jackson, who better to discuss it all with than DeSean Jackson, who, of course, is an Eagles legend, a wide receiver who can celebrate ODELL, straighten me out on our guy, A.J. Brown. And then on top of that, we were, like, ready for those things to happen, of course. I called ODELL months ago. Disappointed it took so long, but here we are. And then the Myles Garrett news. I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it for like hours until then when I started seeing like the Orlovsky, MAKAI's breakdowns of it. I'm like, oh, this really happened? Let's break it down. A talking heads dream. Absolute dream scenario. And it's intense. It's like a very intense June 1st in the NFL calendar. Maybe the most intense, I'd have to look, of course, in all of NFL history and lore. My goodness, what a day it was. And it completely... I'm not going to say it shifts the landscape of the NFL because we already have the Rams as the favorites on FanDuel Sportsbook, but it makes them the heavy favorites. Things do change a little bit. They get Myles Garrett, these Rams do, who are just like the rich get richer vibes for sure. The Rams have become the overwhelming faves, overwhelmingly so. Plus 550, 700 before the trade. They join the Chiefs of 2023, the Patriots of 2018 as the only preseason Super Bowl favorites the past decade to hoist a Lombardi and to get it done. And if they do, it's the shortest preseason odds of any champ since the 1995. How about them Cowboys, who are plus 300? Huh. Embarrassment of riches. I love it. I love it. I like the Rams. I don't know how the NFL lets this happen. But it did, and I'm happy about it. Is that not a really great take? I know we're analyzing this to death. I just want to see, like, Aaron Donald get back, and I want to see Matthew Stafford play for another 5 years. Like, is that too much to ask? The continuity, given what this team looks like right now? This team looked great. They win the Super Bowl when? Was that 2021? Amazing. They get it done. This team's better than that team. I don't know what that really means in the evolution of what the rest of the NFC and the NFL looks like, but I guess in a vacuum, if you feel like comping them to when they were at their best and raised the Lombardi, they're better. And you have Matthew Stafford playing the best football of his career. The players they've landed between Myles and Trent McDuffie, let's not forget about that steal, that caper. If you still, I don't know, have any doubts, it's one of those things where obviously, I'm in World Cup mode, and I'm like, France is going to win because they're loaded, and you kind of think like, oh, but maybe not. Like, I don't have that feeling about this Rams. Like, they are as good as they are on paper. They've got the reputation and the rap sheet to, like, back it up as well. We've seen it before. They kind of, like, sit back and laugh at everybody else. That was my, like, take at the owner meeting, talking to both Les Snead, who was, like, a Holly Little Jolly, and a Sean McVay, and then they get all of this for taking Ty Simpson, and they just kind of sit back and laugh, and Sean comes out, and he's like, well, you know, am I in a bad mood? Am I grumpy? Like, it's such a joke to them because they have the stones to back it up. They are like the biggest goal for what I would like to be, what all of these NFL teams should want to be, right? And you're looking at that, like McDuffie, like he's young, Myles young. I'm so happy for Myles. I can't stand it. I have been saying and banging I've been sounding. Can I put my mouth on this? Did you put anybody? Oh no. What? Other side. No. Oh, this thing? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've been sounding the vuvuzela for this man, Myles Garrett, to go to a place where he can win a ring. He's told me I don't want to do that. I'm a Cleveland Brown for life. I'm like banging the vuvuzela for like, get out. I say the same thing. You think I didn't text Cam Jordan yesterday and say, see? It's not hard. Get it done. Like, you want the greatest in your world that you root for to have greatness, to put themselves in. There's only so much you can do. There's only so many times you can break records and lead the team in sacks and will it on your own. But then you've got to be in a place where you have a Puka, and you have a Kyron and a Quentin Lake, and you have the leadership that you do. There's no hole in this team, and I love that for Myles because he's in the best position possible, and he's so easy to root for to go ahead and win himself a championship. And how are they not going to win? I don't know. I love this. And by the way, Aaron Donald, the jokes aren't jokes that we're seeing. We know you still got it. We know you're working out on that. Now you've got like a real guy that can go pound for pound with you on like lifting weights and deadlifts and all. I can't. It's like the only two workout terms that I know. Do this with him, get stronger, make it all happen. Yeah, there we go. Pull-ups, I know what that is. That is a deadlift. Okay. Look at my vernacular. That's, Aaron's still in shape. That 99's still available. Look at that old school Rams 97. That is a Basu ball. Those are mountain climbers. You might as well put some weighted weights on your ankles for that Cooper Kupp it. He's been training for this moment. I feel like he's only 35. We forget. I feel like he's passed on lots of opportunities to do the media thing. In fact, I know he has because he just wants to do what he wants to do. I know he wants to play, though. He walked away after a first-team All-Pro year. Aaron, these aren't jokes. You've got fellow legends like Reggie White and Bruce Smith and Julius Peppers. They were all racking up double-digit sacks into their late 30s, and this is the year 2026 of our peptide lords, okay? Get some NAD. Get your butt back out there. I'm sure it's harder than that, but you can't tell me that you're not attracted to the idea, that you're not a little turned on by it. Let's go. And I'll tell you this right now. I don't care that he hasn't played in 2 years, even a little bit because of what you just saw. I don't know when that was. That could have been 5 years ago. That could have been yesterday. I believe them both. Just even for the opportunity, selfishly, to have us get to see what would undeniably be the best defensive duo in history. I don't even, you couldn't make up something better. So let's make it happen. And also, if I'm talking about Aaron coming back in a serious way, I don't know how Matthew Stafford leaves this team. So many questions. And then the tie of it all convolutes it. This team is loaded and young, and it's not like 2021 where you kind of knew, this is our best shot to win in this window. No, this team is in the mix to win for years to come. So if you're Matthew, and you have this deal signed, I believe through we talked about it in the morning meeting, it's not in here though, 2027, I think, Hamilton? What did he sign?
Yeah, he signed through next season.
Signed through next season. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, got it. So he's definitely coming. There's an idea that this would be his last year, and then they're grooming the young kid or whatever. This move does two things to my head. It shows the unrelenting belief from Les and Sean in Matthew Stafford, their Super Bowl champion, because you are going in for this year with this move and maybe whatever. You are saying nothing but, because truly, the pressure is on now. Matthew, you better look as great as you looked last year, the year before, whatever. You've got to keep that up, and we have to cash in on this now that you have Myles. There's that part of this, the unrelenting belief that they have in Matthew Stafford, which you'd love to see, gives you all the confidence in the world. And then it also makes me feel how will he ever walk away from that? How will he ever be able to? It's what I say about Andy Reid. You see Mahomes out there, you probably want to retire. I bet you Andy Reid has a little plan for himself. DeSean Jackson, I don't know a lot about it, but he's probably got a little plot of land next to a hamburger hut somewhere, and he wants to go live his best life. He's not going to do it. It's got to be harder to walk away because of the greatness you have on the field and in the room. That's how I feel about Matthew Stafford. He might be like my 4 daughters. I want to go do this, do that. Broadcasting is set up for me. I want to hang out. How do you walk away from the situation that they've just put in his back pocket? I don't know, and I think it might be a while, so we have to set ourselves up for that mentally. While they drafted a quarterback, which now is not a story. Isn't it funny how that happens? We're going to go to break. I want to talk A.J. Brown, but why would I talk about it when I have the greatest analyst and coach, Delaware's finest, DeSean Jackson, is here. We'll be back. You guys make sure to get his World Cup stuff. You want to slate and get that? You guys got it? The World Cup social? Oh my gosh, Cal. What should I ask him? Okay. We can slate.
You guys here? We could throw up the slate.
DeSean Jackson, he's different than other receivers. Touchdown, DeSean Jackson! Wow! The end zone punt! My goodness!
Three-time Pro Bowler, Super Bowl champion, head coach of the incredible turned-around team. Okay, well, here we go. With do we have you here at Delaware State, the Hornets? No, I see it. I'm just not in the right spot. DeSean, can you hear me?
I hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Where are you? What are you doing? Is this how you celebrate your amazing season? Look at you.
Yeah, I'm on a golf course. I'm on a golf course with the three DeSeans, man. DeSean Golston and DeSean Foster. We out here having a good time.
You're not with DeSean Golston right now.
D-Go. We're D-Foster.
You're a legend. Who's the best golfer of the three? What up? Oh, my gosh. What are you guys doing? Who's the best golfer?
I don't know. D-Foster right now, he got me last time. He got a little bit of my money, you know, so I got to get him back today.
Are you guys in California? Clearly.
Yeah, we're in, like, Calabasas area. Bowling Hills.
I didn't get the invite. That's so interesting. Maybe next time. You scared I'll beat
Anytime you want.
DeSean? You scared I'll beat you?
How you been?
I'm good. I would take you on in golf. I would never coach against you in football because I mean, I knew you'd be good. And I'm not joking, though. What a freaking season. Year one, out the gate. I mean, you got a quarterback situation you're going through. You're building. We should go back to last season. 8-4, 4-1 in conference play. After the season before, I think they won one game. I hope you can hear me. He's gone? Okay, let's take a break, try to get him back. We got so much to talk about with DeSean Jackson. See you later. DeSean Jackson. He's golfing. He's having a good time. I want to talk about your season because I think I had it before. It was 1-11, right, in 2024?
Yeah.
1-11.
Yes.
For you to then have an 8-4 record, 4-1 in conference play, that is an incredible accomplishment with all the things you were handed. But I do want to say this. The win over Michael Vick and Norfolk State, we talked about it before, and then it happens at the link. You clinch your first winning season in over a decade. Can you tell me what that moment was like for you?
I mean, honestly, to coach last year and to be at a Division I, obviously at HBCU, you know, it was kind of surreal. You know, to this moment, I still don't see how I'm a head coach in collegiate football. I've never predicted that. And, you know, it's moments where I can just receive myself being a young guy that came out of, you know, Long Beach Poly and went to University of California. And, you know, just everything I've learned and all the coaches, the great coaches that coach me. And, you know, now it's my opportunity to pour into these young men. I mean, it's just a fulfilled moment. But to take a team that was 1-11 and obviously pull off what we pulled off last year, the game at Lincoln Financial Field, I mean, to see all those fans come out and support me and, you know, my brother Michael Vick was a blessing moment. So, you know, like I said, the biggest thing is, you know, just pouring into these young men and just help trying to change their futures and their lives. What's
the one thing that you're most proud of from this past season that you're going to build on? Because what you have camp like next week.
I mean, it's summer workouts. We don't start until the end of July for like training camp. But I mean, I think the biggest thing I could take away that I was proud at, that, you know, to see a culture change in the snap of a finger, see young men that weren't used to winning, that didn't know the feeling of winning, you know, because 2 wins in 2 years and 22 losses, you know, that's a huge flip and a huge turnaround. So just to be able to see all the hard work we put in and to go out there and see us have the success and, you know, see almost frowns and cries to come to nothing but smiles and joys. I mean, that was the most fulfilling thing I can say I took away from last year.
I saw that you lost some guys to the portal, and I have to say, just like knowing you, I just like how you've handled that. I feel like you've given it. What is that? What is that about you that you've given them lots of love to those guys? It's like you're not mad about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the college era that we're in right now. You know, college football, the dynamic has changed to something totally different. You know, I always talk about, I go back, if I was playing in this era, man, I would probably been getting some crazy amounts of money. But, you know, the biggest thing is I tell my players, man, come, you know, dedicate a year with me, obviously, and, you know, hopefully I can get you to a bigger destination. I mean, I think that's everyone's dream, to be able to go play at a Power 4 or Power 5. So, you know, like you said, having one of my running backs, Marquise Gillis, go to Arizona State, man, and he's getting some good money in his pockets. I'm like, hey, let me get a loan, you know? So it's just good to see these guys, man, just go live out their dreams. That's the biggest thing I can say.
Odell's living out his dream still, talking about getting a little money, being where he is. He signs back with the Giants. A lot of people calling it like a fun, cute story. What do you make of it? Can he make an impact, and what does that look like?
I mean, I had a similar situation. You know, I left in Philadelphia in 2013, and obviously I came back in 2019. And, you know, it's always a great thing when you're able to come back to a place you called home. You know, Philadelphia meant so much to me, and for me to leave how I left just really didn't sit right. And I'm sure he could probably say the same thing. So he gets another opportunity to go back and play in front of, you know, where he considered home for many years, that he's done some great things. So I'm excited to see how he'll finish off his career. I think this will probably be his last stint and his last destination. So I hope he goes out with a bang, and I'm praying for him always.
Let's get to the A.J. Brown trade. Enough flirting. Let's get right to the thing of it. So he finally gets traded. It's kind of like we were expecting it to happen. We're waiting for the clock to hit 4. It happens. Can you kind of what happened here? DeSean, tell me what happened here.
It sounds like one of those soap operas, man, where, you know, it's so much drama. I mean, you know, you have a relationship with, you know, Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown, who, you know, they fluctuated. They did great business together, I guess you can say. You know, they was, you know, #1 duel for over 4 years. We racked up like 4,800 or however many yards. I mean, close to 5,000 yards. So, I mean, I just think over the period of time, I mean, it just shows like a relationship where at the end of it, you guys just see them going in a different direction. You know, I can't really point my hand on exactly what happened, but I just know I've heard a lot. And it was messy. I mean, it started off as being great friends and talking and hanging out, families hanging out, to, you know, them not even really speaking to each other in the locker room and on the field, you know. So it's just a frustrating situation to see. I just know the type of player he is and, you know, what he brings to the team. But it's unfortunate, it just didn't really work out. And like you say, I know there's a lot of speculations. He's going to leave. He's not going to leave. And, you know, they did. I feel like they did a decent job of kind of keeping it somewhat under the radar. But obviously, at the end of the day, the final decision was him to go to New England, which everybody thought it was going to happen.
Who deserves credit for doing that decent job? Like, how does Jalen Hurts come out in all of this?
We'll see. I mean, you got to go win again, obviously, and he's always had that over his head that he has to win. I mean, but you know, taking a team to the Super Bowl 2 or 3 times, obviously won a Super Bowl, lost one as well too. So, I mean, I just think he got to go out there and produce. At the end of the day, that the league where we play in, and that we are in the business of, you know, production is the thing. So he has to go out there and continuously produce. He got to go win games and. Hopefully it doesn't get too messy. Hopefully he doesn't take a drop off because he don't have his #1 receiver. But I mean, he got other #1 receivers as well in that building.
Well, we'll get to the football part of it, but we're talking about, like, you're saying it's a soap opera. It's just like drama. I'm seeing like rumors online, and I know that you know what happened, but I don't want to get you. I don't really want to know. I guess I'm more interested in, like, how could it not be fixed? Do you know what I mean? Like, was it really, from everything you know? There was really, like, it's over the cliff, couldn't come back from this. Like, if you were AJ, you couldn't somehow make it work. Like, there was no other way?
It's personalities, man. You know, you got personalities driven. You got alpha males that, you know, they all feel like they're the best of the best in the world, you know. And I just think at the end of the day, it's a lot of pride. You know, it's like you're in a relationship. I use this analogy. You're in a relationship with a woman, and sometimes you're prideful, right? You know you messed up, but you don't want to admit you messed up, you know? So I think in that scenario, in that situation, it's like, you know, it's sometimes it's too much to go fix. You know, sometimes you just like, you know, going to take the high road out. And I'm just like, I'm not going to attempt to fix that because I know all the bad things I've done. So I'm not going to blame the bad on who, but I just know it's a lot of bad that's been done. And, you know, somebody in that scenario was like, hey, I'm not making an attempt to fix it. And it is what it is. So I think that's what it came down to.
Out of like a pie, how much percentage is about football and how much was about not football?
I'd probably say 60-40, 60 football and 40% drama.
So this is about football. People think it's not about football, like, at all.
Nah, it definitely was about football, but I think the off the football allowed it to translate to the football, if that makes sense. Because at the end of the day, family life football, I mean, that's what it really comes down to. And, you know, when you get that's why they always say it's hard to, you know, do business with friends or with family, because once you get them in your business, then it's kind of hard to, you know, navigate through that. That's the unfortunate thing about it.
What are the Eagles? What is this offense without AJ?
I mean, I think they're still decent. I mean, you still got Saquon, you still got Devontae Smith. I mean, you know, you got Jalen Hurts, you got Dallas Goedert. I mean, you still have a lot of weapons. You have MAKAI Lemon, who, you know, won the Biletnikoff Award last year. So, I mean, you got Hollywood Brown. Like, obviously, no disrespect to any of them guys, but they're not a proven A.J. Brown, right, who's a Pro Bowl receiver, who's an All-Pro receiver. You don't get that in return, but at the end of the day, you do have guys that splash. Obviously, Hollywood Brown has been a productive wide receiver. So you just gotta go get it out the mud. I mean, you know, Jalen Hurts has to go get it in and work out. And, you know, I think they've been doing a great job of trying to get on the same page.
MAKAI Lemon, if you're him and he grew up idolizing you, how do you, I mean, he's taken 23rd overall. Like, how do you approach this? Like, as obviously an opportunity, like, what are the first couple things you would tell him to do in the building, and have you talked to him?
Yeah, I definitely talked to him, man. You gotta go Yeah, for sure. You gotta go be a hungry dog, man. At the end of the day, you gotta go take what you want. And right now, it's open for you. The opportunity is open. Obviously, you got Hollywood Brown, who's a little older, that may have a first run to being a starter. But at the end of the day, when you're young and you coming in, like when I came in, I was a rookie. I had Kevin Curtis. I had Reggie Brown. Like, I was like, man, I'm coming in. I'm starting. I don't care about your production, what y'all done. I'm coming in starting. So I think it's just a mindset. You got to come in. You got to earn the respect. You got to show your quarterback. You got to show your offensive coordinator you can be trustworthy. And, you know, just when you get an opportunity to make plays, you just got to make those plays. And I know he'll do that.
I want to take a look at, I guess I would love to know the Patriots side of this. Does this change how you feel about them? I feel like everyone said their schedule and whatever. Like, how does bringing him in sort of to replace the targets, I guess, of Stephon Diggs, but a different role a little bit? Like, what does he do for that team?
I mean, he's a wide receiver one. So anytime you're able to capture a wide receiver one of that stature, I mean, you're not missing at all. I just think, you know, with Drake May, obviously he has to come in and, you know, he has to, you know, prove his dominance, which I think he will. But losing to Stephon Diggs, you know, he had a few issues last year. They had the Cardi B stuff. I mean, it's just a lot of, you know, people got to make football, man. And, you know, when you try to bring all this extra stuff off the field and you got these wives and girlfriends playing, like, man, it's about football. It's not about Cardi B.
So it's all our fault. It's about you're blaming the women.
It's about football. I mean, it's not the women's fault. I'm just saying, but a lot gets in the way. And at the end of the day, this is football we're talking about. We're not talking about golf. I'm not talking about what I'm playing right now, individual sport. We're talking about a team sport.
Right.
And I just think when you have a lot of drama around it, I mean, that's just a distraction to the team. You don't need distractions. It's hard enough being a professional athlete and working out and keeping your body right. Like, it's just too many distractions. So let the main thing be the main thing. Being a head coach, let the main thing be the main thing, and you'll have the success.
I think that's what I think it's like a shame. Like, I look at the Eagles, and I'm like, what a shame that they couldn't. And I look at, like, when there's a team, and you're saying there's personalities, like, I just look up. I look at the leadership. I've been in situations like that. I've seen situations from afar. So then I'm like, how could I look there? And I say, how could you not make...
It starts with the respect level. And I don't know if you saw a few times last year. I know you have. Did you see those looks and those eye contacts from A.J. Brown and Nick Sirianni?
But what is that?
Nick Sirianni, A.J. Brown, him coming off the field, Nick Sirianni going to cuss him out or say certain things, and then you walking into the locker room and you looking at your head coach like, don't say nothing to me. I don't respect you. So, I mean, you can say look up, but sometimes these head coaches can't control. And Nick Sirianni, I'm not going to say he can't control the locker room, but you have dominant personalities, and A.J. Brown is a very dominant personality.
You think so? Or is he? You think he's like...
He is. I mean, he plays the quiet, and I'm modest, but at the end of the day, he's a very dominant personality. Yes,
I get
he
it.
is. I mean, you can't be a dominant wide receiver and demand a wide receiver without being a dominant personality.
Well, that brings me then to Devonta Smith, because he doesn't seem like a dominant personality.
He's not, but he's a worker and he's the monster.
Okay, so he's what you're saying. Like you said, it doesn't exist. He's that, and I'm so curious from a human perspective. Like, what for him now? Is he? I've had people. I can't think of it now because I can't. But like, I've had legends come on my show here and say he's been waiting for this. He's been. Okay. I think Donovan McNabb might have told me that. Like he can't wait to be the number one guy. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't think he cares about being the number one guy. What is his whole vibe right now?
I mean, in his mind, he's always been the number one guy. It's just unfortunate that, you have like when I played, I had other guys that I played with, Jeremy Macklin, Mike Evans. I played with other wide receiver ones. So
great guys.
In my eyes, I never looked at it like, oh, I'm A1, AB. Like, we both wide receiver ones. So I know if you ask Devonta Smith, were you not a number one receiver in that offense, he gonna feel he was the number one wide receiver. So, I mean, for him, doesn't nothing change. The only thing changes, he may get more targets now. But at the end of the day, he's proven and he showed he can take all the reps, all the targets or less targets. I mean, he's proven he could do it all. So
DeSean.
when I say a dominant personality, I mean it's just a persona that behind closed doors, I'm gonna tell you how I feel. That doesn't mean that Devonta Smith is not that. He's just not going to really – he's not confrontational. And I just feel like behind closed doors, A.J. Brown's going to tell you how he feels.
When you played with – are you saying that you were more like Devonta Smith than A.J.?
No. I was more like A.J. I mean, I'm like no one. I'm one-on-one for a reason. So no disrespect to anybody, but I just feel like what I've done was – it was different. I played a wide receiver position – under 6 feet, like I was 6'4", and the things I did down the field, I mean, I don't think not too many people could do. You can throw me the deep
100%.
home run, you could throw me a 5-yard hitch, and I'm gonna turn it into an 80-yard touchdown. So no disrespect to none of them guys. We all have different type of games, but yeah, my personality, I was different. Like looking back, I had attitudes. I like if I wouldn't mess with you, I'm gonna tell you. I didn't bite my tongue. Like it was just I just did it my way.
You did it your way. Now you're doing it your way and enjoying some free time with your friends before you have to kick off your season. I do want to ask. I am interested in like Devonta Smith, but let's look at some of the. I'm going to show you. I don't know if you can see it on your phone. Can you see this? This quarterback, wide receiver. Can you see this? Can you see me? There you go. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's some of like the quarterback, wide receiver combos in the league right now. How many of these would you take over Drake and AJ?
Let me see. Probably like.
Talk me through it.
Like 3 or 4. I mean, I would say I like the Burrow chase. I mean, Prescott and Lamb that's always hard not to go against. I'm curious to see what Nix and Waddle would do. Obviously, Goff and St. Brown, I'm taking him. I'm taking them. Stafford, I'm taking them over. And then Darnold and Smith, I mean, what they did last year, I mean, shoot. Daniels and McLaren they got to argue. No, I probably wouldn't take that one. But I would say like 4 of them. I would take 4 of them over Drake and AJ.
DeSean, is it Dak and Lamb or Dak and George now?
I don't know. That's tough. I mean, I'm a Lamb fan. I mean, I love George Pickens. Don't get me wrong, but that's a tough one. They're both ballers for sure.
You don't want to have a take on that. I love that. Hey, can you tell me before you go, Myles Garrett, when you saw this news, traded to the Rams, rich get richer, huge blockbuster trade. What's the first thing you thought of?
I mean, going from Cleveland to LA, I love it. Going from LA to Cleveland, I don't like it. I mean, if I'm drafted to Cleveland, I love it. But to be traded to Cleveland after leaving from LA, I mean, you're going to save me some money on taxes, but that's tough. And it's crazy. We just literally had that conversation. That's a tough one right there. But I mean, honestly, if I'm looking at this, I think in the long run, if LA doesn't win right now, LA is going to hurt over this because Jared Verse is a monster and he's younger. I mean, what is he, 24, 25 years old? You having Myles Garrett, who's dang near 30, 31, 32. I mean, I don't see the life of Myles Garrett lasting for more than 3 or 4 years in LA. And obviously I know the Rams are in the win now mode again, but I mean, Jared Verse, I mean, he's a monster, and I think he's going to be the new Myles Garrett in the NFL coming up shortly.
Do you think we'll see a better can Myles be better? Like, are we going to see a better Myles Garrett? Isn't that insane to think about?
I mean, how can you be better? How can you be better when you just broke the record? I mean, God, what do you want him to do? Go break it by like 5 more or 10 more?
Because I
don't know. I think he's.
I don't know, because they're going to have a bunch of like second half leads. I'm thinking just game script. I feel like I don't know. You don't think?
Yeah,
you don't think he could be better? What if Aaron comes back? Do you think Aaron comes back?
Hey, he may. I don't know. He walked away from like $40 million a year. He ain't. I mean, he's good. So he got it. I don't know what's in his mind to walk away from that type of money, boy. They would have had to push me away from the walk away from some money like that. Y'all could have walked away from $30 million a year like Aaron Donald. They both said nope.
DeSean Goldson, if he can hear me.
You go.
Is he here? D-Gold. You see this Myles trade, and I'm just like, listen, when did these Niners become like the 3rd best in their own division? What am I supposed to make of these Niners?
What you mean? It's a comeback year. I mean, we fall off. We be all right. I think it's just a little distraction. That's all.
What did you make when you saw that trade? Should we even play the season, or are they just going to go win the Super Bowl, the Rams?
Damn. Just watch and see. Niners is coming back this year. We'll be contenders. Guarantee you.
Y'all ain't got y'all receivers.
Don't sleep on my Panthers.
Tell me about your Panthers.
We got Kyle Shannon.
I was leading the Derek Brown Pro Bowl, All-Pro, the whole thing. Come on, DeSean.
All right. Yeah. Steve Mack was balling this shit.
He told me don't sleep on the Panthers.
Come on, man.
DeSean, you're the best. Go have fun. And you have a camp. I thought you had camp you have a camp for kids coming up.
So I do. I got a camp.
June 12th.
June 12th and June 13th, the kids camp. But another thing, too, me and Keyshawn Nixon, we have our celebrity basketball tournament coming up here in July 11th in L.A. Everybody pop out. It's it's very serious. I'm not looking to lose, so I got some NBA guys, Paul Pierce, Nick Young.
Oh, nice.
Trevor Ariza, yeah, the list goes on and on. Jordan Love popping out. We got a lot of people coming out. So July 11th, pop out to Southway LA College for the celebrity game. Team Nixon versus Team Jackson. Man, it's a lot of things, man. Just catch up. I'm posting it all on Instagram one-on-one. And I love you, Kay Adams. I appreciate you always. And I got to go win some golf.
I know. Thank you for taking time. I know everyone's just staring at you like, let's go. Go have fun. Appreciate you. And I guess the Rams aren't going to the Super Bowl. So we'll be back after this. Yeah, we'll be back. I don't know what we're going to do. We've got a lot of show left. 9 days to the World Cup, so... Oh my gosh, how is this ever a thing? It's time for Just for Kicks. Here's what you... Yes! World Cup's 9 days away. You need to know that New Zealand defender Tim Payne is the main character of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Let me put you on. Last week, an Argentine soccer influencer called Valen Scarsini popped up a post posturing that this guy, Payne, is the, quote, least known player in the World Cup. Shock, horror. It goes viral. Tim Payne then goes from having a measly 5,000 followers to over 4.2 million and counting. I bet it's close to 5 now. This is in less than a week that this has happened. He's the most famous footballer. Sorry, Ronaldo. Mbappe, Yamal, kick rocks. Modric, who cares? Pulisic, bye. It's this guy. And I will say, Tim Payne has been a pro footballer for 17 years, I believe 15 of those spent as a defender on New Zealand's national team. He is an Olympian. He is the pride of Sacred Heart College in Auckland, for goodness sake. And it's only fitting that the biggest star in the entire World Cup is kicking off his World Cup journey in Hollywood, here in LA. Legend Tim Payne's first match is going to be, let's see the schedule, against Iran here at SoFi. I'm sure CAA and WME have sent all across our country all of their best agents to sword fight in the SoFi parking lot over who's going to rep him for big screen opportunities. Sorry, Travis Kelce, this is the biggest star in town. I read that director Denis Villeneuve has already offered him James Bond. Yep, they start shooting in London in August. I don't know who the co-stars are, but there's allegedly an Erewhon smoothie in the works as well here locally in Los Angeles. It's called the Painkiller. Ingredients, I think there's probably some kiwi in there, some apples, a pavlova topping, I'm sure. I heard legend T-Pain, rapper, artist in his own right, he's mad about not being the most famous T-Pain any longer. And I'm not supposed to say this, but I have it on good authority. Deep on the Reddit thread, he's on the cover of FIFA 27. So I'm sure, getting the best seat here at Giorgio Baldi in Los Angeles all summer as he kicks it off. His uni, I'm sure, selling out. It's sold out, actually. It is sold out at Dick's Sporting Goods across this great nation. I hear those last 2 games you saw on the schedule up in Vancouver, up in Canada. The Greater Vancouver Zoo is naming their newest baby kiwi after him. So there are songs. This part is true. There are songs. There is lore. And best of all, he's having fun with it, okay? He is embracing the love, the movement, the kids screaming his name. I tweeted yesterday, who is the most rootable, easy to root for footballer in the World Cup? And out of 1,000 replies, T-Pain, T-Pain, Tim Payne, Tim Payne, Tim Payne, Tim Payne. Couldn't stop with that. Now, the odds that New Zealand wins the World Cup, plus 250,000 to win it all on FanDuel Sportsbook. I'm in. Kia ora. Is that how I would say it? Probably not. Kia ora, New Zealanders, help me. Tim Payne is the show stealer, the main character before the first kickoff. There you have it. If I got that wrong, Kia ora or any of those facts, let me know. Sorry to Jacob Elordi, Hamilton, who I'm pretty sure wants that James Bond spot and isn't going to get it. Now, I don't want to overshadow. He's a great defender. Like, he's great. I don't know what caused the virality of this, but it kind of just goes to show the World Cup is king.
Yeah, it really does. And I think it did start as more of like a positive, not just like, oh, nobody knows this guy. It's like, he should have more of a following. Let's get him some more followers. And just to see it blow up to that degree and become such a sensation in less than a week, just as he said, it really speaks to just the global impact of the sport.
How soon until he's like hawking athletic greens at me? On TikTok, or like he's sitting there with like a prime drink from Logan Paul in front of him. Like, I'm trying to think of the other the things that people who are like, is he, on Love Island at some point, or like whatever that looks like, right?
Yeah.
Let's see the FIFA thing. The FIFA thing's good. Yeah. FIFA 27, I think. Appreciate Cal and Brian for mocking these up with AI. That's a pretty, I could see it. Tim Payne, defender, New Zealand, absolute legend.
Caleb Williams on Madden, Tim Payne on FIFA.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I love that. You heard DeSean Jackson, before we get to sort of my thoughts on this. What did you think of what DeSean had to say? 60% football, 40% nonsense.
Yeah. And then he said like the 40% like bled into the football part of it. I mean, listen, he would know better than anybody. And, you know, it does. It bleeds into it. The two things like bleed into each other. And if there's stuff going on that we've heard the rumors about off the field, like it's going to affect the football and it's just going to spiral. But I do think there is something to what this team was able to do with that going on for over the course of a couple of years is pretty remarkable. And I think it speaks to Jalen. And I think it also speaks to AJ performing at the level he was performing at with all this going on.
With all this what, though? I'm like, what, what? I don't really want to know what happened. I do, like, and so okay, so I tried to get this out of DeSean. Like, you think Jalen looks great after this? Like, what is it? What kind of a look is this for Jalen? Does it matter? Like, does it? And what is Philly kind of saying? I know we talked about it a little bit on our call.
Yeah, I mean, I think you win a Super Bowl with this going on, bubbling up behind the scenes. Like, yeah, it's you know, the ability to keep it together and do what they did offensively that year is pretty incredible and does speak well to Jalen. I think, as DeSean said, like, what happens from here on out is going to be big for Jalen here too. Like, if he has a big drop off without AJ, that's going to be talked about in all of this. But yeah, I mean, I think Philly fans, and you know, we have some Philly fans on the staff, and I don't want to speak for them, but I think there's a sense of like relief in that this doesn't have to be a story anymore. I think most of them, you know, really appreciate AJ and everything he did for that team, for that organization,
no, if he goes
for
out
that
there
fan
and balls
base.
out with New England, and that Philly struggles even a little with a 23rd overall pick rookie, and whatever, like, what do you mean? This is going to be a big story.
Of course it is, but I'm just saying the you asked me what the feeling is with Philly fans. That's a lot of what I've been seeing. Is
I'd like to warn Philly fans that this is probably not over.
Oh yeah, no, this is gonna it's gonna continue to be a story, but just as far as their ability to kind of move on and this not be something that's infecting their whole team. And there's also the Jalen aspect of this too, where, you know, the Jeremy Fowler article was out there and all of that, like, and there's rumors about what his future is going to be with the team. So there's still a lot kind of to be decided as far as how we look back on this whole thing. Like 5 years from now, the way we look back on this thing is still a lot to be determined. Yeah.
Can you take me through the additions on the Patriots, Ham? Let's talk about, like, I feel like lost in all of this, 40, 30, whatever, like DeSean Jackson, let's blame it all on the women. Burn them at the stake. Okay, take me through these additions that they have and what, you know, just set that table for me.
Yeah, so I love how the Patriots really are building this offense and tailoring it to what Drake May does best, in my opinion, because he is such a great deep ball thrower. And A.J. Brown and Romeo Doubs, that is the biggest strength to both of their games as receivers. As you see here too, Elijah Vera Tucker, when he is healthy, is one of the best guards in the National Football League. They took Caleb Lomu in the first round. That offensive line is going to be way better than it was, and we saw how much of an issue that was in the Super Bowl. And Eli Raridan too, a complete tight end that can really block. This is going to be a versatile offense that can go with heavy personnel, that can spread you out. The offensive line is going to be better. They have really set Drake May up for success. And it sounds crazy because obviously he finished second in the MVP race last year, but he's set up to have an even better year this year. And again, it's all playing to his strengths and what he does best.
And it's almost like, they did this and it's like, wow, go Patriots. But it's also like, no, y'all needed to go do this, because we can talk about MVP ranks and all of that, but the league's different. That's why I don't love the, like, let's compare it to 2021 with the rank. Like, it's a different world we're living in, right? So, like, you pointed out in the morning meeting, like, Waddle goes to Denver, huge swing. DJ, a true bona fide #1, going to Buffalo. Like, it is an arms race 24/7 in order to stay relevant in the AFC. They have to go make moves like this because y'all don't have like a JSN who's going to like work you in the Super Bowl when you guys get there. You need that. So they make all these changes. And it's like what Drake May does really well, right? They've got Dobbs, like you mentioned, AJ. Those are like guys who can go deep. He's a deep ball thrower. He's young. That's what he's got going on. We were all oohing and ahhing about it. Those are two great threats, like you're talking about. I'm looking at the odds here. So the Pats moved to plus 750. Take a look at this. Plus 750, everybody, to win the AFC. They're tied with the Chiefs and Chargers for third shortest odds. AFC's loaded.
Yes.
Feels a little rich. I think they've done everything that they can do to set themselves up for another run. I think you've got to be very happy if you are, in fact, a Patriots fan. And the Eagles, I don't know. I hate it. I don't think that they're a better team, all of that. Maybe they'll be better somehow. I liked seeing like the love fest from like the Cooper to Jeans of the world for A.J. Brown. In leaving, it feels good. I like that or whatever. But if you look, let's take a look at like the offense and the key additions they made as we did for the Patriots here. So Howie goes talent on offense. MAKAI Lemon, we've talked him to death here today on the program. Big opportunity, big pressure. But hopefully DeVonta Smith takes a lot of that off of him. I don't know, the tight end room, Stowers, pass catchers, it's deep, right? And I was asking DeSean Jackson about DeVonta Smith, like he's been the number one quietly, like in the perfect way. But he's got the goods to back it up, as we know. Heisman Trophy winner, star, 1A, whatever. They get a pass rusher too. Don't sleep on Grenard, by the way. So I don't know. I feel like this could be worse. I feel like sometimes like you get rid of a star player like that, you are effed. You are effed royally. I don't know. AJ, I wish you luck. I wish you a Super Bowl run. You've been there and done that before, and I'm excited about that. Do we have another break in the show or no? No breaks. We got no breaks on the show. Well, I'd love to know what's up. What do we got? Let's do it.
All right, Kay. All gas, no breaks here on the show, as Robert Saleh would say. We got a little game. We're going to read some recent headlines regarding some new trends that are going on. So I'll give you a little bit of info on them, and you tell us if you're into it or not. Okay. We're calling it Trend In or Trend Out.
I like
so the first one, it's a New York Post headline. The hippest new members club in New York is a grandma gaming salon that charges $2.5K a year. And what this is, it's a growing number of Gen Z and millennials are seeking out activities associated traditionally with grandparents, like backgammon rooms, chess matches, mahjong nights, and listening salons. I don't know exactly what that is, but are you trend in or trend out on paying to play board games at a social club?
$2.5K a year tracks. Like, that makes sense. I'm out on this, Matthew, because this reminds me of like, it's giving reading a book at a bar. You know, like when people go to the bar and they like pull out Dostoevsky, or like they pull out The Alchemist, or like whatever their, War and Peace. Communist Manifesto, New York. Sounds like a apropos place to be reading that at a bar. I feel like that's just like performative. How could you actually play chess in that kind of an environment? You can't. I couldn't do it. I can barely do, like backgammon on a beach, I've done. I enjoy it. At someone's house, in someone's backyard, there's a fire, I've done it. 2.5K is wild, and it makes me wonder, what the hell are we doing a show? Let's go open up like, I don't know, a place that you can like write letters and send postcards and put real stamps on them and send them, and give me $3,000 to give you a seat and a good number 2 pencil to do so.
No, that's
They should open up a tax one, like H&R Block with tequila. Come in here.
That's a great idea.
Come in here. I've got TurboTax. Come in here, sip on a cocktail while you do your own taxes, because it's a social club, because y'all can just bitch about the New York taxes.
I like it. I'm laughing too, because I did see someone reading The Alchemist at a bar like 2 weeks ago. No. So the fact that you pulled that is
you can't read a book at a
hilarious.
bar. It is so stupid. Go on.
All right, next one. California Post headline. Fed up with screaming kids at dinner? More Americans support adults-only dining. A new survey of 1,000 U.S. adults found that 75% of respondents said restaurants should offer some form of adults-only dining, whether through designated seats, late-night restrictions, or romantic child-free settings. Are you trend in or trend out on adults-only dining?
Trend out, I think. You want to be judged? Take your kid to a restaurant at like 10 p.m. I don't know. Kids don't bother me like that, I don't think. I'm trying to think. I don't have a take on this. At the end of the day, I don't know. I'm trending out on this. I think like there's about 90 other things that I'd be into. Adult-only dining. Like if you want, like I can't believe that if you have kids, you can afford to eat in this country. I'm gonna get political on every answer. Primary today, baby. We're picking a new mayor here in town, here in LA. I don't know, like if you, like I like taking my nieces out. If you want to be judged for like your behavior, their behavior, feel free. Be judged. Enjoy.
All right, next one. New York Times headline. The hot new accessory is 2 phones.
Okay.
According to a recent survey, the number of people in the United States who reported owning 2 smartphones increased from 18% in 2025 from 15% in 2024. One woman quoted in the article said, "At the end of the day, if you're not a doctor and not saving lives, I think that you should shut off from work every once in a while." This just makes me think of Breaking Bad, Bryan Cranston with his 2 phones. Kay, are you trend in, trend out on carrying 2 phones?
I've only seen 1 episode of Breaking Bad. I tapped out once that guy fell through the bathtub, the acid bathtub. Only episode I ever saw, and I was like, this is disgusting. I'm out on this. Never saw another episode. This is coming from a man, right? This whole proposition. You're saying you're quoting a woman, which feels like a little. That feels a little sketchy by you. It feels very purposeful by you. This is a man's dream to have 2 phones. Like, of course you want 2 phones. You're all venomous snakes who want to. Babe, I need 2 phones. I have 2. No, there's no reason to have 2 phones, buddy. No reason. I see right through this. The first thing I thought of. Any man that has 2 phones. See you later.
It's a red flag.
Yeah, it is a red flag.
All right, next one. Miami Herald headline, why run clubs are the new dating apps for young singles. According to research, around 72% of Gen Z report joining run clubs specifically to meet new people, and many describe them as a replacement for dating apps because the interaction feels more direct and less performative. Are we in or out on this?
I like this for the young single people, all single people, I should say. Looking at this, they're getting outside, they're exercising. There's nothing wrong with this. They look like they're walking. This hiking sounds good. I think the reason that I like this is because it sort of files away and categorizes people into like the people that you shouldn't date. Do you know what I mean? Run people should stick together and then eliminate themselves from the rest of society. You know, like if you're a runner and I'm in a run club is like one of the best things to know on a first date because you're like, I'm out, you know?
Yeah, and you can't fake that. It can't be like, oh, that's, oh, I like running. No, you're going to have to prove it.
No, be who you are.
You can't fake your way through that one.
No. I'm saying like run people, stick together, I don't want you. You're misinterpreting what I'm saying completely.
But no, I'm adding an additional. I'm adding an additional point.
Oh, okay. I love it. Trend in, trend out. Didn't know anything about that. We'll have another show tomorrow.
Yeah.
I guess. Maybe.